I think could suddenly have this uptick in performance. But maybe the crowd's got something for them. Maybe Lisbon gets lucky with Navi. This quarterfinal, Spirit could have their hands full. But it feels
Navi the fuck up.
like an awkward maybe. And the fact that we go to Dust 2,
I need a strong
where
start.
we saw Eternal Fire, dare I say it, embarrass Natus Vincere just a few days ago before they packed their bags.
Give me a 6-0 start, 6-0.
And came on over to Lisbon. How much has changed? And now in the face of an even bigger beast.
Sometimes it's hard to say. You know, when we think about this match, I think everybody has the same sentiment, and that's that we're normally used to seeing Spirit either take over or be kind of fragile. Navi right now feel like are being eroded a little bit. And it feels like almost
Spirit
internally.
is coming A. This is good.
Dust 2 will be a good place to start to find out who's on point aim-wise.
It could be rerouting, though.
Bones rotten from the inside. It's
Bomb
a
side,
very
Beast
bleak
smoke.
picture for Navi in that regard. And, you know, to be honest, I think the Death just nailed it on the head. Marisnik says, like, this isn't Blade's problem. He doesn't want to be this babysitter, this manager in these kinds of interpersonal workings. The tactician that I think is kind of singled out by the other side, right? I think Hallie loves going up against Blade, because if you're an aspiring tactician,
JL and Bit will get tested early.
As you have
JL
over top of this squad.
Flashes himself out.
Tactics make the
Bit
difference.
can't miss a
Whether it's headshots tonight. Donk's gonna go ahead and double down, clears out B-site on his own.
Look who's mad.
Yeah, right, and that's the thing. The real beast within Team Spirit, obviously Donk.
Yeah, if we pick two players, you know, individually, especially here on Dust 2, it's going to be Donk and Bit. And Bit is trying to overcome setting a
the amount of times that I've lost a pistol round
personally for himself,
while playing competitive CS, but then won the fucking matchup as a blowout.
These amazing
I couldn't count it on my two fucking hands.
And he's obviously an incredibly smart player. But for Bit, it's got to be
the pistol means nothing.
Just like it is for Donk, right? Donk can make a series of amazingly smart decisions, but he'll always be known for his kills, and that's just what's important to the team. That's what they need. Blade talked about how you can't match up the players on Navi, the players on Vitality, and he said, and even a team like Spirit, who they understand quite well.
Question is, do we force buy?
That even
we didn't get a single kill, I don't know.
Which is implied in that sentence.
Force buy.
Takes that and a little bit more from him as a tactician. So you at least have to start.
It's risky
with the headshots.
And we've seen the peaks of Navi. We know it's out there. We know it can come together. But the big question mark this evening is if it will
Scout
in
and
Lisbon.
pistols.
And they would have to do a total turnaround. This is a team that enters playoffs as a team with a negative HLTV rating. Not a single player currently holding a green rating on an individual level for Navi.
Doesn't matter, we play as a team.
Yeah, it is. It is. And, you know, and that's why we know that come playoffs, things can still go their way. That's the crazy parallel that we can draw to their biggest victory.
They don't win trades, they win maps.
Well, you know, they end those maps battered and bruised.
Yeah.
But
I'm not even scared of Donk.
Right.
He also dies to one headshot. Let that sink in.
Donk gives him a quick wallop upside the head in the pistol round. And then no quick engagements at the start of round 2.
Minute on the clock.
Yeah, the Copenhagen question was not, was it amazing? It was amazing. The question was it sustainable? Are we going to get more? Should we get our hopes up about this team? And then they got a lot better. So it's really tough to watch them.
We got 3 on B now.
Point where suddenly everybody can believe in them.
May pay off.
And we hear it here, how popular Navi are with this crowd here in Lisbon.
Oh, it's the effect of winning a major. We saw that happen all around the world.
Alexi in the side of the smoke. Interesting play. Chopper is just taking out A, though. One going B. JL.
Here goes the easy first 2 and the third one right with it. So perfectly pinching into the B site to make the most of it. You're using the better weapons, and you can see the effect of the lesser weapons. You've got Shiro, Magic, Zontix, all 35 health or less.
We have 1 kill.
So Spirit clearly making contact versus some threats, but stepping right past them as if it's nothing. I think that's the plan for Spirit this evening, as they have in both of the previous semifinals in 2025 already. Spirit want to simply walk all over Navi this evening. Nobody came into this analyst desk nor this matchup, you know, online discussing how, you know, what is the weakness of Spirit at the moment? It's all putting a magnifying glass on Navi. and whether they are going to crumble in
$13,000
front of our eyes
giveaway
again.
Yeah, I mean, Na'Vi
not gonna happen though. These are the two greatest teams of the
mental
world right now.
resilience in their match versus the Mongols at this event. So it's weird because they both impressed and disappointed in the last week. And so you just don't know which one you're going to get today. That's the question. I'd just like to say it also, this mid-B they do, that like we see Mongols doing a lot with the Freiburg drop involved. That's becoming more standard here on New Dust 2. But it's crazy. I will always call it the Freiburg drop. He's been doing that. He did that in 2013.
At least we're not tilting.
You know, it's a strat that's 12 years old.
Bruh.
And it seems to be even more it's having a renaissance right now.
Yeah, I mean,
in CS2.
0-2 doesn't matter for
plumbers
shit.
and now works against some of the best.
By plumbers, you mean Flusha?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Age-old and Sponge.
Scout
Sponge,
wonderful.
right.
JL Deagle. Let's get some 1-deeks in this bitch. Shall we?
Facilities from the top of middle, wonderful. Looking with that scout to try to get crazy. We saw the best scout shot of the event, hands down, Modesty versus the Mongols to make it to playoffs.
Headshot, wall bang, through a smoke.
Headshot.
Yes, sir. A moment
Wow.
of glory. Wonderful hits the deck here. Scout very quickly changes hands. Small silver lining, I
Headshot from
suppose,
him,
for
not
JL,
bad.
and that he can reposition it towards top ramp.
Alexi with the
Alexi
cleanup.
B's going to let him take contact, but it looks like two players have already gotten so far out.
Some wonderful
Things get a
headshots.
little
Nice,
awkward. The
Alexi.
pistol's going to prevail.
Nice,
for a
Alexi.
Double kill out from Alexi.
Work it.
$300 for that bad boy. Damn well worth it. It's
Your
going to
scats,
scare off
bro,
the
huh?
bomb, though. And it's an easy
what I
sprint for
thought.
Zontix to go clear out that B bomb site.
Hey,
So
Come on.
Those are actually guns within range, so actually very impactful kills. They weren't
Alexi,
just
the
kills
only
in
one
B
with
site.
kills
They
right now
go
on Navi.
Get those upgrades. So nicely done here from Spirit. Don't know if there'll
That's
be
kinda
any
crazy.
more action this round. A couple bits of utility saved here for Navi. And, well, Spirit, they show up on Dust 2. It's obviously a map they were likely to pick, but it's a map that is so aim-heavy. They want to come in and show that their right players are playing well. That's happening. We have Donk and Shiro already getting the lion's share of the frags.
Why is this cam so
And
weird?
for Navi, it's the same thing, except kills aren't there just yet. The next rifle round, the first one, will be the real test. That's another thing that hasn't changed in 2013. It hasn't gotten more complicated.
yeah, but they added a box.
They actually just made it
Yamato,
easier.
how you
Switched
doing,
over some
bro?
doors.
Yeah.
Bang.
You have to go through all the changes, flip the mid doors. That was a meta change. Flip the doors on B site. That was a meta change. Added a boost so you can boost yourself on Cat.
Lowered suicide.
Timeout
rifle.
check.
Suicide rooftop. Allowed yourself to plant on the opposite side of default on A site. All these changes have moved us in the right direction.
Sure.
None of them have actually made it harder. They made it easier to leave sites. They made
No
it easier
timeouts. Here we go.
to make up for mistakes.
Blade believes
They
in
made
the
it more
game plan.
action-packed.
Last I checked, man, evolution takes a while. Last I checked,
First
we're not
real
going
gun rounds. Here
anywhere.
we go.
Dust to
Wonderful orb.
forever. First gun round comes out for Navi, so let's see what they can do with more than just a P250,
JL 0
shall
kills.
we?
Ha! You're such a
Get that
stupid
up on
fucking
Wonderful,
piece of
who,
shit.
you earlier
There's 4
were saying
people with
that
0
he's been
kills on
kind of
Navi.
impressing you
I
more
swear
so
this
as
is
of
crazy.
late.
This is crazy.
Yeah, his numbers are, not as high as
This
some of
is
the other
ridiculous.
top uppers, but
This is, yeah.
I don't think that tells the whole story, especially for Navi players. And I think he's definitely been improving in my opinion. But there was it's not as if he's got exceptional scores just yet.
Come on, guys.
And it's also interesting how in this version of Dust 2 with the drop suicide wall that there's a lot of mid action in the beginning of the round. So many duels are taken by both the CT and T oppers, just as they always have been. It was first assumed that this was just going to fall out of favor.
They want to abuse B-side, but there's nothing to
You wouldn't
abuse.
catch anyone crossing.
Chopper with the default knife. What
People
the
just learn
fuck?
how to get faster.
Chopper faking out A.
Will
It's
they
all
just
just a
succumb to
ruse,
weak
two
fake?
smokes.
They don't have long door
Does
control.
Navi bite?
They get a little vision here off of Cat, which is nice. 30 seconds as well, but right now, Imma's
Crowd, start
sort
chanting.
of on the wrong side.
Fake
of mid.
or
He's not in a
something.
bad spot. But JL's relying on
Come on, come on, come on,
Mid
come on,
not
come on,
being
come on,
fresh.
come on, come on, come on.
We'll see if Chopper can get into
They
anything.
need
Ben,
at
he's
least 2
managed to
kills
walk
here on this
through those
defense.
doors. They're just
JL,
gonna
nice,
clear this
nice,
wall on
Santa!
the JL damn well makes the most of it. Won't be able to hold off mid.
Oh,
but luckily
bitch.
Bit sticks his
One more,
head
one
through
more.
the doors.
Oh, baby.
And turns back
Holy
around. Can't
shit.
manage the triple. Fully blind here.
Shiro 1 before, 3
in what
left.
feels like an insurmountable
5
clutch
seconds.
attempt. Gets the window kill.
He can
Still
play.
enough time. Whoa, Wonderful's going to chase him down, and he's not going to follow.
Nice try,
With an
Shiro.
additional kill, so that one's
Well
all
played,
again.
Bit and JL.
Still, definitely has them scrambling. One of the key takeaways for me in that very lengthy Blade interview with HLTV was, he said, "We cannot hesitate for even a second in the most critical moments." And those are the sorts of rounds where I think there's no hesitation. Bit did not wait to stick his head out through that doorway to find the kill bottom middle.
Yes, sir.
Actually,
yes, sir.
I might fight you on
yes,
that.
Lady.
Because I agree. The adjustments in the end were...
What?
Okay, maybe we should talk about last round. Nice shot, Shiro. But I was just going to say that the only reason Donk doesn't clear JL is because he shouldn't be there when the mid-B split is happening.
Okay.
The reason that fails is because Chopper doesn't get to the doorway before Donk gets out of the tunnel. And the reason Donk doesn't clear close left is because Chopper's out mid. In that situation, it could have been Chopper scaling as fast as Donk. You never even see JL get that 2K. He's not in a good spot to defend. So it could be on Spirit, but we'll find out.
Sure.
But you're right. Navi still have to take that. Then Bit has to do a lot more than just sit on the site to be able to save the day.
Let's put that one round in the pot, and let's just keep an eye on those kinds of tight decision-making moments as this series goes on. If Navi think they can game plan a victory over Spirit, and you have to be able to stick to that game plan and those little tidbits of info that you have. You've also got to be able to stand the test.
Nobody on A. James time already.
James time problematic. We get this exchanging of positions here in CT. Zontix gets a reward. Wow. As Emet and Chopper cross paths. That CT up to A hit with the triple on Catwalk.
Shiro's background looks like
really
my streaming
sort of
setup.
catches Navi off guard.
2 lurks, right? You don't actually see Spirit do that often. They often set play. Sometimes they go full B through tunnels a little too often in a map. They've been doing a lot more mid-Bs, of course, but not often do you see them try to breach Cat and go up mid sometimes. If you think it's a long control setup, maybe you can push your head out of the
They're
door.
hunting. We need to save those weapons.
Now they're in jeopardy of actually not saving. 5 players coming at this B tunnels.
Where did that shot go?
The pressure's starting to get cranked in this first map.
JL, save the 7-4.
Your guns are looking to get completely
There's just
denied.
5 Spirit players coming towards.
Swarming you. We'll see if JL can fight for it all. 2.5 kills to his name, but it's a double from those 2. Zontix out middle, Donk off the Cat entry, and that is enough for Spirit to immediately answer Navi's singular round win. And it all starts with the Shiro headshot through the door. Bit sat down.
This does help a ton, the fact that they get the opening frag. I like that they don't turn it into a strat. And the reason that you go for contact plays is so that you're low telegraphed. If there's less utility, if you think a team is more caught off guard or heavy leaning somewhere, then you try something like this. But again, that's sort of a rare sight for Spirit, but a welcome one.
Alter. Shiro is locked in.
Oh, what happened there?
What the fuck is that?
Just hanging out, man.
Some Magic's farts.
Little long sesh. Mid door smoked out. And we get Emet and Alexi pressing into it. Could all boil down to this Bit MP9. We've seen a lot of door play. Again, highlighted. These old mid to B's. Boys.
Hey,
what? Question mark? Polar posted.
And the MP9 strikes as they climb up. Bong gets dropped in the center of that smoke because of it. Gonna waste no time there. Zontix knows it's important to collect it. Will do so as Donk tries to seize the moment inside of the A site. There's a USP. A push through the smoke gets caught. Just a bit of vision, all that Zontix needs to best Bit. And we get Donk very quickly carving a path forward to the A site, right? This is like that emergency protocol. Don't let things go from bad to worse. Sure, you lose.
What is Donk doing?
And Emet ends up winning a nice 5-7 duel down long, but now that USP gets killed up close. You've got Shiro, your classic closer for Team Spirit here inside site with teammates to work with. And it's always a good day when Donk is off to a 7-3 start, Shiro's 7-1, and when the question comes back to Team Spirit as to who is number 3, well, it's Zontix so far tonight. Couple multi-frags in these last 2 rounds. Emet also gonna put multiple frags forward, but still cut out, and the conversions
we can kill them. We can see it
clean here for Team Spirit.
I love seeing Donk whiff, man. Just makes him more relatable.
Got to give the others a chance.
First play timeout.
Spirit about to turn this pace into a
mind, Halley
library.
also gets to turn on the mic.
At this pace, this is clinical, systematic here so far.
These 2 guys talking, bro.
Two of the
most
great
valuable
minds of
30
CS2
seconds possible
coming together here. Blade and Halley in the tac pause. called by Na'Vi. Obviously, more important for them that they get this together.
There it is.
Problem is, in a game like this, where you start off so conditioned because everything has failed, it's really hard for someone like Blade to come in and say, this is what's going to happen next. Because the idea behind conditioning is now you have a lot of options. All of them are valid. And it's really on Hallie, I think, to dictate where this
Really
goes.
important round right here,
Let's
Chat.
see
I
what
want to
the idea
keep a
is,
track
though,
of who wins
off
the
this pause
post
from
timeouts. The only stat that matters for
Step
coaches.
one,
Or
don't
that-
get
yeah,
killed
the
by
only
Shiro
stat
on
that
the
you can
door.
get.
Successful. He lets Na'Vi have that bit of space out of the gate here in round 7.
I think one thing is for sure, their only instances of taking the first frag are in defaults. But they haven't gone for any pick plays so far. And Na'Vi doesn't look like they're doing this again, but they're just going for heavier map control, especially towards Cat.
Oh.
Dunks on the corner. He's got 2 players.
The flash is not set up in lower
Wonderful.
yet.
They just swing it dry. They kill Alexi along the wall. They come at this position. Numbers
No, this
strong.
round's over.
Pause.
This round's over.
Followed up with a ton of util. This is icing on the cake because Donk just wants something else to kill, and Na'Vi simply want to avoid him here. Op shot rings out over top the ledge.
Oh, he's still looking.
Donk will happily continue to try to guarantee this round. Sure, bomb is down.
What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Kind of sniffing
What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Donk. He gets 3 kills on this round. He is up to double digits in the 7th of play. And then Chopper is going to go collect the 1 pinned against the wall. This is I think you said it.
Fucking fly.
Systematic dismantling.
That was,
Systematic dismantling again.
yeah, this...
It's flying in
This-
front
you
of
know
my
what? They
lights.
committed a lot of players, and the other part to me saying the round is done, they don't have any money, man. They came into that, lost their opening
Bruh.
kill with their second player
Bruh.
on site, spotted, dropped into CT spawn.
No one
You're
safe.
offing from CT spawn. Yeah, wonderful. You see him getting chances.
Do we have
but
a
they're
round
very
yet?
small windows of opportunity.
Yes, we do. Oh my god, I thought that
You
was 0.
cannot predict exactly where the head is going to peek out from. As you can see from Donk, he's dipping out, dipping in. He's too hard to hit. I don't know if they had a real reason to try that.
And my Giggs has 0 kills. It's they're beating us with 4 right now.
Dust 2 has been quite a roller coaster for Na'Vi at this event specifically. We saw them play it versus the Mongols and smash them. And that obviously gave this newfound high hope for Na'Vi on this map particularly. But then Eternal Fire just washed them out. And any confidence they had found, you'd think just disappeared.
Yeah.
From one map to the next. Na'Vi looking hot and cold. And then that's why this pick from Spirit makes me wonder, well, what did they see? And what can Na'Vi replicate? Will they be able to tap back into the promise that took down Mongols? At the moment, it's more of what
But
Eternal
we're
Fire has to offer.
Apart from Vitality right now, a lot of the,
Come on,
older
boys,
big
lock
dog
in, lock
orcs
in.
are having some
6-1.
trouble.
We can still get a 6-6 half on their map pick.
That's why the class of 2025 in Eternal Fire and the Mongols are stepping forward as they are. You know, if you had to ask people to list the top 5 teams in Counter-Strike
And
at the
you know
moment, it's crazy that there's room for teams like Eternal Fire and Mongols, and not just one, but
Wonderful.
both.
Here's Evan B.
Stomped on by Chopper, floats
Yeah,
his way
yeah,
down
into the
spawn.
stack.
This spawn
Nice
is going
pick.
to have to be everything for
Bomb
Na'Vi,
drop, bomb
and it
drop, oh my
starts
God.
off nicely.
All right.
Well done by Bit to
Three.
get those 2.
We have bomb, we have
ton
bomb.
of damage.
Hit low.
30 seconds, nice,
even
man.
at 5-7 barrel to the back of Zontic's head. They've gone ahead to Swarm
They
Spirit.
can't win this.
Oh, they can go CT.
Desert Eagle
JJ
also
with the cutoff.
looming,
Wow!
and the pistols start to connect quite nicely. Chopper, Mac 10, all he's got. It looks like he's
my
going to
God.
the USP out of nowhere.
No way.
Off of a double kill from Bits. Famas in a 4v5 no less.
Falling.
If you're Spirit, you've already got Chopper falling down
That's
in the spawn.
insane.
He gets the opening kill. That round felt so par for the course, just like the 6 rounds you've already won. And then Bit turns it on its head, and this kill I think critical as well, because then you see those mid guys scramble.
I mean,
Holy
it would have been
shit,
wonderful holding 2
wonderful.
players down if JL doesn't catch him.
Fuck, chop up with the
This
noose.
is all about Bit, man. First of all, he does it with the Famas. Extra credit for that. It's the saved Famas from last round. Everyone else on his team committed to that retake. They could have had even better guns for this attempt. So the mid B fails.
Last time out, Heli clapped us.
Anti-eco mid B as they've done.
He's
to
1-0.
the
Let's
B
keep an
site.
eye on that.
Not expecting the good gun to be there. Maybe expecting Na'Vi to try something completely different, or rightfully not being that scared of a Famas. Guess you have to be when it's Bit.
Nice to see him at the top of the board. Still Na'Vi trailing 2-6, obviously.
Yeah, it was kind of sad to hear that, and then look at the board.
Who wins off this timeout?
He's at the top. The defense still Nick. But I think just for him on an individual level, just better to see him there than where he's been all event long.
Yeah, yeah.
The Copenhagen portion of this event was not kind to him.
Magic's also not needed so far.
We'll see when it becomes his time to shine. But yeah, you're right. Still, 0 kills.
It's my favorite one. Favorite ad lib of
Everyone in this
Jump
crowd
Bros.
has as many kills as Magic's. And you guys are winning too.
Low.
Ooh, well-timed flash, but they eat it back
Oh
the
my
other way.
god.
How did that end up? Couple flashbangers. Chopper's got one against the wall. Bit's not going to get anything going, but Imez content to slide back up
The
from
bait and switch.
catwalk. And the fact that the player behind him takes contact could maybe lead
Bomb
him to
towards long.
surprise them
Nobody
if
on
there
side
was
right now.
anything for him to shoot at. It's within this same timing that Spirit go out long. They've already got onto the corner. Alexi B has to get up into the site.
Alexi
and
B.
hope that JL
Alex,
can also bail him
Alex.
up from the CT
JL.
spot. Down Alexi Kos. You called on him, he got his frag. Now better than everybody here. Donk planting bomb, hands busy, smoke covered here by Shiro.
Shell in the smoke.
And this one
Waits for
looked
flash,
good
gets
until that
one.
flash came out. JL was set up for the multi-frag, but they regained vision fast enough. And remember, Emet took all that damage early, so
The
he's
mid-round
walking
fist
off
bump.
towards top middle with
Holy.
such little health. Will catch Chopper, you think? Yeah, unsuspecting. That's fine. Zontix can still stick around and maybe find another kill for the exit. What this is Spirit's 7th round.
He won't peek this. I guess they must have exchanged glances at some point. But yeah, Spirit
2-0
go ahead and
for
take this
Ali.
one too. First kill helps out drastically. 5v4 has been a really key part of this lead for Spirit.
7
And-
opening kills.
Yes, 7 opening kills. And Magix gets his first frag on this round to make it go from raining to pouring.
It's okay, wonderful.
That's tough. Being a member of Na'Vi is being resilient, having belief. Definitely. They've dug deep in
Another
so
timeout?
many tight situations.
Halley
Who
timeout
knows when
into a play
that
timeout.
sort of ends, or what actually is the final straw. But that's where Blade comes in. I think
Fucking God.
every single time they tie it back together, I think the reason we look into successful tack pauses is because of Blade, first of all. And him as a coach, 2021's Na'Vi, Blade infamously known as being a great IGL who just couldn't aim well enough to play top tier CS. And he did. I mean, he did for a long time.
He really tried, though.
And then to do it with this international
Alexi
Na'Vi
Cam,
lineup
bro.
is
It's
a
getting
feat.
further and further
Yes.
away.
How many coaches could do that?
Also, to go out and pick up Alexi B after
Yeah.
so many other teams had kind of written him off.
Yeah. Failing upwards.
Come on.
How many chances is he going to get?
Blade saw something.
Oy,
And that's
oy,
why
oy.
we all respect his eye for Counter-Strike. Piece this team together. Fast B play
OG
here for
fast.
Spirit. Gonna try to
JL
charge
gets
down the
tested.
side while there's
Nice!
no one in it. JL content. He'll take his 2 from
Bit, bit,
outside
bit,
the
bit, bit.
doorway. Bit slips down through window fast.
There we go.
And that's a headshot.
Don't you dare touch fucking B-side.
You want the fight, you get it.
You ain't passing fucking
Na'Vi
B-side, bro.
happy to hold.
Stick to
It
it.
has been one-off round wins this entire half, but that is a 3rd secured.
That's what Spirit want to do, man.
Don't test us
Off
on
that
bomb
Halley.
side, bravo.
100 word per minute Halley attack.
Yikes.
Rush B.
It's that curled upper lip.
It's kind of like their old habit. Like, they love to do this. It's also one of the ones that's the least inspiring, especially in a moment like this. There might be something to be said, though, for calling rounds like this once in a while as an IGL, for your stamina, for your creativity. You get away with something like this, it's much less taxing on you, where you have to come up with an idea every
Come
single
on,
round.
baby.
If everyone's complicated, everyone's constantly tired, everyone's working hard. But it's also just as important for Na'Vi to stop a test, because this would be the most sort of undignified way to lose after that tack pause, after the start to this map. So at least we'll get, it looks like, 3 and 8.
What stickers are those? Is that Voro 2K stickers? W. Haha, Shiro farming. He is having fun.
Regular Ronaldo over here.
It's
Please kick it again.
Guys are sketching Shiro out. Where the hell are they?
What are they trying to say to me?
And there it is, that third one-off round win from Navi. Take what you can get, Navi.
Another timeout.
Suddenly convinced me to football on every map.
Play time.
There are 8 multi-kills across the board for all 5 of Navi's
shit, lots
players.
of timeouts being used up early.
8, JL and Bit.
From both
So
sides.
clearly that mid to B side of the map's getting a lot of action. Clearly they are
They're
being
2 and
able to
1
step
right
it
now.
up,
Yeah.
piecing it together at the same time.
Dude, it's
So it
unreal.
remains elusive
Look how early
Late
it is into
making
the game.
something show
Got
up.
1 timeout left here.
on both teams.
Yeah. Might be the fastest I've seen them used.
Yeah.
And I totally get it. I think the moments that Spirit start to lose grip even slightly, that's when Halley needs to jump in, because Spirit's trouble is not really
Crocodilo.
streaking. They're really good at that. They're really good at starting strong.
Here we go.
Sometimes it's towards the end of the game. You just want to maintain as big of a lead as possible, just in case you get late into the game, things start to go south. But by that
Nice.
same token,
Nate
you
to
got to hang
pass.
on to 1 pause, you know, for round 15. Round 15.
I wasn't
Round
going to call you out.
24.
Sure. Yeah, you
Round 15.
really got to save it for round 9.
That's a
man.
premonition, okay? Wait till round 15. We're gonna
Something's
something
gonna happen?
special, Yeah.
I'll hold my breath. Wonderful does as well. We've had a lot of cat contact, and a lot of it has gone to the favor of Spirit. He is struggling at the moment.
We need some
Utility is
AWP
going to get
impact.
him to turtle up over towards ramp. Takes a slightly wider angle from the boxes.
Wonderful, you got this.
But we've seen those sudden bursts out of Spirit off this catwalk.
Bit place on A
commitment.
now, I like that.
That 3-player run-up.
Good nade on
Chopper
Donk.
kind of lurking out through
And
mid
Krog
doors. Is it
reveals
going to
that
be
he
another
maybe
one
hit
of
it.
those? Navi have to wonder.
Maybe
They
we
do
can
wanna
connect
take
the
some
dots.
real estate,
Wonderful,
and
we
a
need to
mid
hit
check
that.
for Wonderful is not ideal. Clearly. You've got Alexi B still back on the site. Donk waits for the second wave of smokes, and then that M4 starts to spray
Come on.
through. Donk revealed. But
Nice,
sometimes when you
Wonderful.
expose
That's
him,
Donk
he
down.
thrives. This time, he gets caught out. We've got an opening kill here for Navi in the 11th round. Critical juncture.
Utility's perfect right now.
Spirit is lost.
Spirit coming through this
30
wonderful losing
seconds. No
chances.
util.
This first half fizzling out for Navi.
They don't expand back to
Sneaking in.
Cat fast enough. Let's see if
Wonderful
Wonderful gets another
angle.
opportunity, but they're specifically avoiding him.
Wow, perfectly
Keeping
etched.
their heads
Perfectly
tucked
etched.
just
That's
low enough.
insane.
Still, he hasn't even seen a sliver. It is right there for the popping, but he hasn't pulled the trigger.
No,
and when he
what?
does, it will be a miss.
You gotta have those.
2 chances he could have had to strike
Brother.
members off of this play.
Oh, what a spot to be in.
Chopper out in the open. Gets a glimpse of Emat on the slight retake approach. First plays up from Alexi. He also doesn't collect his immediately. JL will find one finally. And then
What?
the first one falls, they all do.
Clean
Like
retake,
dominoes
boys.
In that post plant,
A flurry of
Spirit
kills.
Evaporate.
That's a lot of fight out of Navi.
Come on, get hyped up by the crowd. We should get the fucking major feeling again. No, come on, baby.
I think he ate part of the flash. It looked like it was also a CT flash when they were positioned on the ramp. And Wonderful nearly missed generating this one opportunity, but that's Donk down, and you see what happens after that. Excellent.
Yeah, come on.
Puff of smoke.
Let's get fired up, boys. Chopper, no
A start
weapon.
like this, 5-7
Chopper
is a
Deagle.
victory if they can get it. Navi look like they want to fight.
Finally able to piece together consecutive round wins even. Spirit on a lesser buy, and the only round like this where the lesser weapons win is that double kill from Bits Famas. So Navi leading in.
Look at the buy on Spirit.
low buy
Not the
department,
best.
1-0.
3 pistols, a scout on Shiro.
We'll see if Spirit can tie
The
that
last
up.
round. We need to win
Head
those.
on over to the defense, double the round count. That's what's on the line.
Blade and
Last
Halley are
round
2 and
also
2, I
leaving
think.
a bit to be desired by
Oh, this
Wonderful's
is-
AWP.
This is correct, man. They're going to just low pro this smoke out.
Waiting for the drop down from Emet.
Oh, he's late.
The flash.
There's
He's not gonna be
forming.
able to
There's
help.
forming.
Don't test
They're
us.
already up in the door.
Jalen
Luckily,
Bits,
the
get
smoke will
ready.
Cover the guy towards tunnels. Donk's got him softened up. The back.
What?
Oh, and Donk snaps back to finish both meals. He had that player in the corner bit so low. Handles them both. Tech 9 from Magix to the back of EMAC. He is unable to help from CT spawn. And so a 4 versus 2 post plant here from Spirit. Lesser weapons on the brink of a round win.
Full kit of utility here for Wonderful. Last round of the half, make it happen.
Wonderful, Alexia. Two clash
on the approach. Shiro seems so certain that he's coming in. Could have been heard earlier.
It's a great spot to stand.
Wonderful. And then he's able to go at himself to the actual site defense. Wonderful going to try to fluster the player back car. He burns him into the open. Zontix ends him, and with lesser guns, Spirit add one more to the tally. 8-4 on the half. Dust 2, not Navi's field day.
Oh, fuck. Guys, you know what the problem is? Spirit picked this map. We got to choose which side to start on. If CT or T side. This was our more comfortable side. That's the real problem right now.
And so here we sit, 8-4, comfortable first half for Team Spirit. Na'Vi, a couple rounds for the road. And very few timeouts left for this second half.
We need this pistol.
On this first map of our second quarterfinal has truly been a game of chess.
It has been 100%.
Dooley's long range
We saw the
is crazy.
adjustments. We saw both coaches burn through the tack pauses in that first half. Now here we are.
Na'Vi playing passive.
Maybe that favors
waiting for a mistake.
Spirit more. I mean, the fact is Na'Vi
Waiting
have a
for
whole
a push,
T side to
not
come
happening.
back onto. But for Spirit, I don't think it's about getting a lead. It's about closing.
Well, if all they want's the close, then a pistol round would certainly help in that endeavor.
Come on.
You guys got to keep that wave going until the round's done.
Here we go.
Flashback to Cluj.
Refrag.
I don't think so, man.
What the fuck? Nice.
Then we do get this kind of follow forward.
Oh, they come
here.
through?
Chopper.
No, the bomb.
What?
You have that.
3 kills given over to Chopper. They're trying to jump through smoke. Headless chickens on an attempt to hit that A side.
It became a 2v2 for a second, and you know the commitment there for Bit. You have to wonder if that makes sense.
Somehow.
He couldn't see anything.
Why were they
Wonderful
so
is not known
It's
for
very
clutching,
possible
but
Bit just
I
trade that
believe.
Chopper. He has a full bullet of a chance,
Just
but he also
bing,
has a teammate.
Come
Wonderful
on,
can do it.
bing.
Now he confirms they're both there, both with their gaze on that bomb, trying to hold them into this exact
Headshot,
angle.
bing. Nice
Player
headshot.
pops up, that's a good headshot. Still, though, Zontic stands.
5 bullets in this,
Chopper
5
a bit
bullets.
further back. Gonna try to take up the engagement. Gun's getting low.
10
Jumping
seconds,
shot.
10
no.
seconds.
He'll try to still clear top ramp. He can't manage. And Spirit are gonna win off the pistol.
Shiro.
Where's the love?
I love
just can barely
Shiro.
believe it. How did Chopper hold off on elbow? I do think, there's a high trade potential for Bit to come out through this smoke, but Bit also kind of jumps around the box.
Once he waited, he didn't have the opportunity. I agree 100%.
Watch the second pathing.
But see how he tries to get through?
Yeah.
It's just that I think he thinks he's closer to the end of it than he is.
Trying to make it awkward
Very
instead.
awkward, man. When you have that bomb, you got to be a little extra cautious either way. Without that, this one might become an insurmountable task. Also, Wonderful looked like he was gearing up a clutch, but it's not been a great half, and then failing the clutch. It's missing some shots in the first half, and also not getting the clutch.
It's winnable. We've won with eco before. Or low by. Nice Pharmacy.
A lot of map control for Spirit with the better weapons on top of that.
I love that
CTs
Pharmas.
are very active in this spot, and the T's are ready to meet him at the pass.
Feels like blood in the water kind of situation here for Donk. He lets them get ever closer.
Come on. Jail. Come on. Get man, Jail.
Nade in front of him. Donk gets tagged down to 40, but you still got Shiro up on catwalk, so all's good. So many bodies here from Spirit to just make sure that pressure remains high.
Hold up.
Double scout headshot, not bad.
That was cute.
Unfortunately, only comes through once all of his other teammates had been mopped up by Spirit at the bottom of middle. They were unable to unearth Donk from under the tunnels. And so, 10-4.
We are the underdog. Heavy odds favorite at this point with the steep head-to-head going towards Spirit. There's one best of 3 group stage.
George
loss,
CS,
Kato,
kuss for the 5
obviously.
gifted subs, 07.
Donk was asked about that. He said, doesn't matter. Group stage.
Forget about it.
Come on.
And that's
Alexis's
true.
cam is back
Yes,
to
this
normal.
is the
Now we
match
can
that
focus. Come to Papi.
Such a satisfying.
Navi playing full
Yeah.
defensive.
I love when it doesn't land. Because it's like, you didn't need to do that.
Come on.
Well, this is good staging, I think, for the round.
Bro,
that
next
Navi
round
are
would be Anubis. Imagine.
Still not
The
putting
last
bomb in
thing
their
that we
hands.
see today would be Navi getting eliminated on Anubis. The worst
Like, I
outcome
always
on the
talk about
worst
it, but
map.
Spirit's way of holding A.
Alter. No
I'm a
shot.
huge fan of. I think
Lock
it's
in.
clear now after a bunch of games that they don't play Pit that often. And, well, the site setup only gets more curdled. They're gonna
Jinx
be
won't work, buddy.
squeezing for mid.
This guy.
Good timing on the
All
peak.
right, all right.
But he doesn't get the kill.
All right.
He just died to an MP9
Fire.
from 500 meters away.
Yep. Luckily, it's a cleanup towards top middle. Zontix sees contact.
His help is late.
Oof. And Emez quick. That'll help. Navi able to get one player into the site, and that
4v3.
player could damn well catch Donk
10
off
seconds,
guard. It
nice
will.
share.
He senses the other 2 still over towards the car, but JL's positioning
Good
is
shit.
what will make that difference. Making
Careful,
contact
careful.
over from the long cross, and Navi will have some fight left in them. Good.
We need to play it flawless.
No kit here in this situation.
Round looks real bleak when Wonderful gets turned on, but that's the beauty of just
Wow.
the B site.
Okay, wait. Vibes are
Man,
good.
that was actually a real smooth transition from that mid setup. They had 2 outside long. They ended up pushing tunnels together through that smoke, and that was the one play that Spirit were kind of weak against. They had Zontix did not
Hold the
have
phone.
a mid B player to flash over the box for him, and he was absolutely necessary. Otherwise, he had to win 2 raw duels or keep his gun out versus tunnels and fight that way. But if he did that, they can easily sort of spread the side.
Lock
He's probably only
in.
going to
Lock
get one.
in. Just like that.
Go with the long play.
That's
A good spawn out already. We see that quick transition back for Magix.
This will be a fun round to watch. You know, Donk's a rifle here for Spirit. You know, it's versus a long setup.
New Knife Love Combo on Jel. M9 war nie, ja. Not bad.
It's not every day you see Donk get caught off guard by somebody playing faster.
Yeah,
You know,
right
he's always
under the
really got
window.
his finger on that pulse. I think that's why JL celebrates the kill afterwards. Let's see if Shiro can stop them. Like you said, you've got this Donk rifle in play. Scout makes it even more interesting, but on the fallback, Magic's P250 burned forward.
Alexi,
No.
please.
Doesn't get his, but they are
What?
scrambling Magic's.
What?
No way! A second off of
You
just
just
the
doubled his
sidearm,
kills.
and when Navi finally felt good, they get swept under the
We got to celebrate
It's
for
a
1
triple
second. Finally, some
pistol
smites
from
come out, and then that
Magix.
happens.
They called that last round a rounding error.
No more
No
smiling.
problem for Spirit here. Opening shot from Shiro is unbelievably impactful. First back coming up on a 5-man long hold. Your odds are very slim. You're working on very fine margins on a 5-hit up the A site, but the idea is you're going up against worse guns. You're likely to win the first duel. You're likely to win the second. They kept that space with every player. They lost a single guy.
one.
Man,
Not even. Not one player died.
wow. Magic's got his first kill. They won the round off that. Is another opening. Then he gets 2 P250 kills.
3.
Massive impact. That was 3. Massive impact in this game.
He has more kills in that last round with a P250 than the
Yeah.
entire game.
But the critical moments, like look now, we've got
Magix is what he does. A critical turning point in this one, you know,
Major final.
major grand finals
Yeah.
maybe.
nothing else though.
He doesn't always answer your calls, but when you need him most, he's on your
Needs him,
doorstep. as our Spirit. The doorstep of victory here in Dust 2. Na'Vi made to look like fools in this opening map.
No way.
If we
This one
lose
has
this,
been
it's
turned
over.
upside down.
We won't have any money. We need to play it flawless.
And that top-heavy star player formula that Team Spirit bring to the table, the clash of styles between these two teams, yet again, is reigning supreme in the opening map of this one.
This interaction's about to be interesting because Imma and Shiro are both staring at each other.
follow
through
the game
smoke.
plan.
Oh, that's spotted. Great moment for Donk.
All right, don't go B.
And they're changing up into Kappa. Look at this set. How are you supposed to figure out this
Come on.
setup?
I don't think
Come
you
on.
do. What's
Oh
left
my,
of
how
Na'Vi
does he
is
get
going to come
another?
running up, still just
That was
scouring, looking
smoke.
for anything. You'd think Goose first, then the
Oh,
swing
no,
on Box.
no!
And they might not get anything at all.
My goodness.
Two back-to-back sweeps of Na'Vi put Spirit on 12.
Please tell me how you're supposed
We
to
get
figure
to
that out.
smile
You got
one
lose
round.
one player mid-B. You think you rock the A setup at least a little bit for that death. Instead, they're playing Default and Goose versus your Cat play. Who's even playing Default these days? What a nightmare. What an absolute nightmare here for Na'Vi.
All right, listen.
Crazy impressive game.
7
for
rounds in
Spirit
a row.
from a number
We
of
go
angles.
OT. 16-12.
Individually, as a team,
Cinema.
tactics have been on point.
We just have to play it flawless now. No mistakes.
Rock solid first map between Donk and Shiro, going back and forth for who has the most kills. I mean, that's the Na'Vi nightmare.
We are the team of the year.
Oh, that's about as good as
Punish
that
them.
Now I know how to nade Hummer from there.
You team nade often?
No. I don't do it on purpose ever.
Oh,
Yeah.
here it comes. Mid to B play. Donk
Come on.
at that, ready to go.
3 stack on
Quick
B.
door challenge, maybe.
We have to play it flawless.
Lexi V
Nice,
step down,
Alta.
Anubis find what they need to. Gets a little awkward. Zontix with the fadeaway kill through onto JL's. One
Donk
thing,
tilted.
but you've lost your bomb site, boys.
Hard shot to hit. Yeah, hard
Zontix
shot
gonna
to
get
hit.
blindsided by the scout.
Whoa.
So this one's wacky and weird. And that's kind of what has kept Na'Vi in this first one.
Okay,
it
boys and
is unfortunate, we'll call it, for Team Spirit.
A lot of ecos in this game, man. At least Navi's winning a couple now. Yeah, I wouldn't say there was like any issue with who was playing where per se. So the only thing is Donk. The only thing I saw is Donk could have taken a deeper swing on window, but the specific angle he's holding is really solid if they scale on the
comeback is
outside,
on.
which is really normal. So I don't think he anticipated them to get up to the door that quickly.
And that's where Alexi ends up getting first blood in the round. Peeks his head through the doors, pops open the B site. Na'Vi still half the round count of Spirit, but 1 foot in front of the next. Also,
It was probably just really smart scaling, right?
sick shot.
In this position though, Chopper's gonna be watching the tunnels. Should be
Yeah.
a good the door. It should be a good shot for him. Oh, that's
Brother.
a great shirt. Tech 9 Rush B, baby.
Topical.
Classico.
Very topical.
It is
Oh no, it's a heli timeout, is it not?
cleanest of Tech 9 opening kills.
No, it's not.
Because the way Donk was holding that, it's because everyone goes as wide as possible on the door in the beginning as they go up mid.
Come on. Naughty boost.
Shiro perched up. And Alexi making quick work
Oh
of
god,
the
they're
mid
trying
play,
geeky things
but
to win a round. They just need to squeeze one
Xbox will
round.
go. Gotta be careful. We've already seen some Spirit moves into tunnels. This time, nothing. Na'Vi know it.
-1, that's big.
Donk will be chomping at the bits to get this first map wrapped up.
The top Freya.
Shots come through. You've got him down to half health, even tracking him somewhat. So, well done by
Nice.
Ima here. Trying to get some kind of an edge for Na'Vi to keep the hopes of a Dust 2 overtime alive.
Like we could B site whether they know it or not.
Feels more like a fever dream than anything possible, but last round was sudden.
Come on.
They did it with less.
Shiro on the plate.
Wonderful
Looks
miss
like Chopper's
those.
gonna get
Shiro will
flashed
miss
into
those
it.
as
Nope.
well.
Not yet.
Getting late into
Hard
the
shots
round
to
now.
hit.
Yeah. Oh, he just tried to keep on
Nice.
fire.
Good, good.
down.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Refrag, nice.
Okay. Chopper just the one.
Two more defenders here,
Messi
including
gets
an
the
AWP.
trade.
Nice,
Fast
Alter.
entry, third piece of
Just
this
Shiro here,
defense that
just
will be
Shiro,
able to
just
clear
Shiro.
long. And because of that, Shiro keeps his head
Nice!
down. Wonderful, not the only one. Which means that A site gets rocked. A double entry out from Ime.
Man, there was that one shot on the side of default that Wonderful didn't hit, and then that
Wait.
one, I'm like, they both look so good. But as you say that, that's what keeps us out of a 2v2. He probably would have got traded out of there, at the very least. And now it's just for kills and saving guns here for Spirit.
Wait.
Navi slowly but surely.
It's the Navi way.
It is.
Lose more rounds, then win more rounds, and somehow win the map. Somehow make playoffs.
Yeah, JL said after he won the major, that was the goal he set for himself, and it was just hard to find motivation afterwards.
Sure.
Some people hated him for that. That's just because they don't watch enough sports.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own motivations.
Yeah. Here we go.
Also said that he wanted to achieve being the best player in his role. Was able to do that. Quite the trophy case of accolades for JL and Navi in 2024, right? At the end of the year, end up winning the HLTV Awards for being the best team of the year, but we know that they tapered off as 24 went on to the rise of Spirit, no less.
Yeah. I mean, the fact is they're top 10 players. JL, Bit, are the ones that need to be there.
And the ones that haven't been in Lisbon.
It's maybe GG, it's a heli timeout.
This fucking round. That's what we fucking need. Some fucking balls.
We do need balls!
Yeah.
We're fucking Navi,
You
bro!
can really tell when they're playing low TCS.
Come on, man. Well fucking said.
Foul.
Someone finally said it.
See if Donk gives this one away.
Come on, wonderful. Bruh.
I love the way they worked the map last round. I think same thing. Navi and Spirit chants going back and forth in the venue.
Start chanting over them during that chant. Do it.
If only the Counter-Strike was this back and forth.
This round would change that. I think we'd start believing
Come on.
a little bit.
Finally being pieced together, something that was so elusive for Navi in the
Don't let
first
this
half
end
was
here.
consecutive round wins.
He got spotted, didn't he?
JA.
What an approach. I can't believe he walked in like that. Full vision.
Nowadays, I can believe anything Donk does. Barrel to the head for JL. Comfortable
Green
looking.
America.
5 versus 3.
They'd be good at sourcing other options at the same time they lose frags.
Hero's
too
not
obvious,
going to miss, though. They walk right out of that smoke into the scope. He finds the leg shot onto Bit as well, and just when Navi started to feel like they had some kind of momentum going, we get this Donk flank turned around. Wonderful choice. Finally, if he lands that one, then maybe Bit could be the hero.
6 HP,
to
1v2.
keep them in map 1. 6 health to work with.
No!
Nothing more.
If he hit that, if he hit that, if he hit that, if he hit that.
Sweep away Navi on their own map pick.
Hali is
Dust
3 and 2 right
has been
now.
a pain point for the Navi squad in their run
Guys,
to Lisbon.
listen
And in this
to me closely.
quarterfinals, there will be no difference.
This is
They've gotta
Spirits'
turn it
best
around in
map.
the next one, or this lopsided
We took
head-to-head
away
just
7.
keeps
They are
avalanching
all
Spirit's
sweating.
way.
They can't believe how they got away with that map.
Own home ground. They once again
But guess what? Anubis is our playing ground.
Than last time around.
Come on, Lisbon!
Walk the fuck in. Please win this.
Do it. Anubis is real interesting, man. It's weird to say Navi haven't played this all but once this year, and they're pulling it out in a series like this. And we saw in the Zontix interview that they picked Dust 2 because
Surely we got
Navi
some
are
crazy
not
strats
informed.
prepared for this.
And Navi shake back in that handshake by saying, yeah, we're picking Anubis.
Oh man.
Something you wouldn't expect and
a
something that we
desperate call.
have proven.
Nice, Alexi.
Alexi, first blood. Shiro's going to answer, though.
Nice,
Des
JS.
just said he is hella good at popping heads when they walk into the crosshair. Well, he offers us one in the pistol. Only
4v3,
kills thus far for
4v3.
Spirit. But here comes
Whoa.
Donk. And as per Donk's classic He will not waste time.
Oh.
Instant headshot comes out from him.
Ah.
There's that flank out of
Nice.
Enet. It helps. JL's able to get the
1v2.
kill.
No!
Catches him
Yeah,
off guard by
stop.
going for the
Stop.
duel. It's a clutch attempt here for JL. He's got him up in front of him, but where exactly? That's the question. A little bit of space to work.
Oh, no!
He has the better of him.
Hey.
And with a flick of the wrist, it's all too easy. Spirit back to winning ways.
It's always late, like the last scene of The Sopranos when you see Donk on your screen, man.
We want to
Alexis
say
smiling.
this is a pick from Navi that'll catch them off guard, but I think that Zontic's mid-game interview just told us everything we needed to know. I mean, one-word answers. James Banks, are you surprised? No. You expected this? Yes. Zontic's so locked in
It's
on
okay,
it
it's
because
okay,
I think,
it's okay.
you know, my assessment is the same as Zontic's. This is Navi recognizing that they are in a sketchy
Fuck.
territory where they can't beat Spirit in a head-to-head.
If I
so
would
they're
have been
gonna
on
try
the
to do
team
the
chat, you already
curveball.
know I would have said into the mic, it's Donk, be
They have
careful.
something up their sleeves. If you see some
My
high
ass
level
would not be
preparation
helpful.
and good team play, if they can tap into that, I say so be it. If some of their individuals aren't maybe at their prime,
Come
it
on.
could still very well be that winning formula.
It's not, it's
Lock
not,
in, brother.
it's not something they're doing because
Hey,
they've
hey.
given up. In fact, something they're doing just being aware of their strengths and weaknesses. And another thing that Blade said in that 40-minute interview with HLTV was that because their individuals can't match up to teams sometimes like Spirit or Vitality or, you know, maybe not G2 these days. G2
Proper.
is hard to say, but there are a few teams up there that are giving Navi a lot of
Full
trouble
eco.
on an
Jay
individual
invested into a
level.
deagle.
They want to try to play a 7-map
He
pool.
had some extra money after
So
those kills.
that's part of the plan, and that makes up for maybe some of their drawbacks when it comes to just playing strong maps versus strong teams. Instead,
Imagine
now
that
they
would
have
have been a
some
headshot. That would
flexibility.
have been a barn
The
burner.
one thing we've seen from Navi in 2025 on this map is that head-to-head versus Furia. What it showed us, great T side. So if this first 12 gets shut down by Spirit, could be a tough go
Shiro
in the
Uz.
second.
Goes
now,
on, he follows
trying to
Nico
just cross
Frax.
over bridge. You can have the bridge all you want. Chopper will be waiting in these corners every step of the way, and he shows them that early. It's a mow down as they approach the window. Clean conversion out of Team Spirit as Navi will buy in the
Full
third.
buy incoming.
It's so funny. I
And
think
this
like
is
three
the
of
round that
Spirit
we need to
players
win.
have all said F this map.
Yeah, yeah.
Donk is like the best E-box player in the world, doesn't even enjoy it.
Well, what do you make of the death? Saying like it's all like a ruse, you know? Like they just want people to think lowly of their Anubis when in reality
W
they can
Donk,
play
fuck
it well.
I think
Anubis.
people, I would guess that, yeah, it could be games like Kerrigan in interviews and things like that, but just because other teams and other players are saying the same thing. I kind of understand the logic as well. It's the CT sides are in a T-sided world.
Right.
This is just the worst of them in some sense. It's something that's really disheartening. I personally think, I've said this a few times, but I personally think it's just important to be able to streak on CT sides and for maps to be balanced that way. So if they're like, a map is slightly CT-sided, because everything's so much more expensive, it's really important for the CT side to feel like you have anything going, and for it to feel less lucky, for you to have more buy rounds, and therefore you need to streak. And I think that's why CS feels better that way.
Makes sense.
Here comes a pop off the flash.
Wow, what a shot.
Yeah, they don't wait for any
And-
smokes to kind of pop up in heaven.
Well, what happens if he
If
misses that
13,000
shot,
I
right?
give away.
If he misses that shot, they scale, he can't peek again. They can't rotate through camera, totally different rounds.
Yeah, but that's if he misses.
Yeah.
And the beauty of
That's how
Shiro
great that was.
on Anubis is he doesn't miss much. Sits on that line and strikes them down.
I mean, look at the guns we've got, right?
50 seconds.
No deaths that last round, so not that many upgrades here for Spirit.
It's nice for them that that op is able
What?
to strike the first one down. We'll have MP9s in this bomb site.
Amen.
Donk able to come out from
JA.
platform,
Whoa.
keeps it as
Wonderful.
clean as needed.
Alexi.
Anticipation, spots the other bodies.
Holy.
Alexi's the only player to get a single kill
Whoa.
for the side of Navi, and you seem shook.
That was unbelievable from Donk. This is a demo I'm going to watch from everyone else's POV.
Okay.
Did you see how fast they died 100-0?
Yeah.
This is not AK ding
What
one
a
bullet
shot!
kill. This is headshot, body shot, death. Headshot, body shot, death.
Brilliant.
Instantly, no chance at all.
No money.
No chance at all.
Back to pistols.
I believe we use the term owned,
Wait, I made this a
5-0
red here.
with the clutch on the pistol.
and the score goes 3-0.
Expect a big round this game from Donk, folks.
Bit.
Kind of guy that keeps you on the edge of your seat.
Shiro missed. Shiro missed again.
Bit keeping this A side a little nervous, just showing skin. Misses most of his shots and able to walk away with 3 health. JL finds a nice bit of spacing, but obviously Chopper holds that back from the depths of mid. I think just being comfortable in this and ensuring that you don't offer up guns by dying to the pistols close range.
Yeah, I think
Come
being
on, come
comfortable
on.
in that spot is such a key part of Anubis
We are
right
a
now, especially
dangerous
for CT
team on
sides, 'cause you can
pistols.
see a 2-1-2. Normally you can't, and if rifle's just floating out here,
Default
they
knife
can't feel
got me
comfortable.
fucked
So
up.
Chopper's peeling back a little bit as we cross the minute mark. No mid-play to camera is what they're looking for. I personally love how Spirit play the A side, actually. Donk's great on B, but I think you can't teach what he's good at, and that's just taking every fight. But on the B side, a lot of people struggle fighting against camera and A splits.
He's not gonna hit one of
Spirit
those
does the
flicks
best
again,
with
or?
Shiro and Zontic, so always watch their positioning as the split comes in.
T-side default knife is better, by the way. Matt?
Zontic's afforded a bit more space forward.
10 times
posts up
better.
on Fountain.
These spots only opened up by the fact that Chopper had info on mid for a second. Now Shiro has to
bang.
move.
Nice and OG,
Wonderful's
like a
gonna chuck
hunter
those into
knife,
the
like
window.
a
We'll see if Zontic gets
wood
disrupted
carving
by it.
knife.
No,
Nice
fine,
wooden
good to
handle.
go. Strikes down the first and second.
Nice blade form.
Deeks denied. Zontic's triple. All too easy.
with that
Wonderful.
flash.
Comes in a bit late. He's got a bomb now to collect in front of him. But hang on, there's a little life left. Second
Whoa.
kill out from Wonderful. Third contact versus Donk. Only 2 more kills to go. Only. But he misses his chance to kill Donk. Could
Nice
have
try,
tried
nice
to
try.
immediately. Bomb plant came down to the wire. Regardless, Spirit sweep away what's left, and we go 4-0.
Chat, Zontic always goes for body shots, right? I saw a video calling him a goat for doing that, because what right now becomes trendy, if you analyze Donk's demos, every time Donk is in a gunfight, he's crouching. He's always micro-crouching. He's always tapping crouch. And Zontix never misses. People, when they face Donk, they aim for the head, Donk crouches, they keep hitting here, Donk crouches, bang, you're dead. Zontix kinda like, if you always go for body, like, maybe that's how Zontix wins his duels, I don't know.
This would have been their map pick.
That's right now the playstyle that you're supposed to play. You're always supposed to micro-crouch every gunfight, every peak. Zontix always aiming on the body, he ain't missing.
Second gun round for Navi, 5 rounds into the half.
To show you the
You know what
video,
happened
someone
in that
analyzed
first
all
one?
of
Donk
Donk's
just
games.
mows down
It's very
everybody
interesting.
that tries to approach his
Always
B-bomb
crouch
site.
tapping. That's what's holding me back from tier 1, I think, right now.
Navi
I
will
never
try to
crouch.
Continue their work on mid, but a missed
Hey.
Molotov.
OP.
Gonna be missing utility, man.
Shiro steps forward, but just on the edge.
Yeah, you'd never turn down that space.
JL?
Slides right up into it.
You gotta
Easy
crouch there, bro.
cut
You gotta
for
crouch
it.
there.
Incendiary ahead of him. Alexi could just lock into the cutout for the bridge drop. Donk gets active. Ooh, but jumps up, gets caught, and dropped down to 20 health. Now he's pinned into the corner.
Nice,
so they're
man.
able to capitalize on his aggression. And how much do they follow through with? Magix is spotted on back plat, sends shots through smoke, and collects Wonderful, knowing that there's another over there. He's bolstered by the rotation, and Ima's already revealed
Nice.
himself, but now they know about Bit.
2v3.
Kills
Nice.
a second in. Here we go. That headshot machine they call.
What?
Oh, a second off the
14
pistol.
HP chopper.
And it's a chopper
Just
versus
14
Alexi
HP.
1v1, planting inside of the smoke. He's got
IGL
the
versus
cover,
IGL.
and he's also got
Alexi
a
on
massive
100
health
HP.
advantage. But he
Oh
gets
my
caught.
God, I thought.
Climb up, and it won't make a difference for him. Alexi fights for it, and it's Navi's first.
Navi get their first. Bit and Imma get their first kills of the map. No coincidence right there. Great trades out of Bit. It's honestly a surprise they were able to win this after missing their molly in mid. Shiro getting the free opening duel and sticking around for a long time. This could have been too much of an opening. If not for these trades.
Sickening second kill there from Magix. Really gave them a chance on it.
Holy shit. Holy shit. We just won the major. Fucking guys. Blade takes the timeout after that win.
Blade jumps on that one.
Yeah, right after a win on a bye, the idea to follow up, try to get momentum.
This looks like a trash can. Oh, yeah.
Wonders? I see an auto shotgun.
9.
You see an auto shotgun.
9.
You know who bought it.
And Magix, yeah.
Classic. I saw an edit on TikTok
And I
of
know
the Magix
exactly where
highlight
he's
with the
gonna go.
XM. And it was playing the
You will
Crocodilo
find him
Dildo
on the
song.
platform
If you know, you know.
of the B sites.
Don't say ha.
Sometimes jail.
Because the XM looks like crocodile.
Chance for Shiro to go for the early E-box angle, and ooh, that was an invitation to take a shot. Tried
that-
not to.
Wow, he actually shoots afterwards. Now, sometimes you signal, if you shoot like that, you signal that you're on that site. Oh, maybe there's going to be some movement elsewhere. So you rotate fast, Shiro. I don't know if that served as some kind of pre-fire, but he gave that info.
Hey.
Missing that, man.
It's wonderful. For the record, you gotta put your name on the homework. Chopper's gonna peek in. JL.
Oh, you gotta crouch
What?
there.
That was dirty.
Had already been softened up.
Oh, you gonna let him go?
Lord.
Alexi able to get the better of
repeat.
it with the Galil. Not the easiest of kills, and
What does that tell Alexi? Because he could have gone camera.
although it was mollied, maybe that's why he didn't. So I think it still just creates a bit of uncertainty. Is that where he wanted to go, or is that where he had to?
Oh,
Connor's
God.
always rooting against the noob tube.
You know me,
Oh, God.
a real critic.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Dontix, meanwhile, lets that mid-player
Oh,
cross. It's not
Donk
just
got
a
it.
shotgun, but Donk's supporting it. And so the two of them now have a good amount of map control. Alexi's able to wrap around through the temple, so he knows
the late
no
molly.
close rotate. Molly's burning, and we're going to go 4 players inside E-Box here for
Bomb goes
Spirit.
down.
Wonderful's bomb plant goes uncontested. Now, with the amount of control Alexi has, they're going to try to go carve further information out of
my
this.
God, they're all coming
by
from
at
there.
least taking a glance towards that CT spawn retake. Alexi B still allocated deep inside of the
Dontix has
temple.
flashbangs.
Can't help but feel like the numbers here will
man.
catch them off. You can send the shotty out first.
Whoa.
Oh!
Whoa, what?
Shot? Are you kidding? One shell out, and it's a
Alexi
blasted
1v3,
right on the
Alexi
obelisk.
1v3.
Alexi shapes Shiro off
1v2.
sight. He clutched the last round. This time outnumbered, will not be able to do it again. The rifle work from Spirit just all too crisp.
Take a
5-1.
breather,
And
guys.
that curse that happened back on Dust 2 shows its face again. Na'Vi can't string rounds together.
No, they can't. The retake comes in entirely through. Man, that's
It wasn't even close there, Molly. Call me crazy.
Chopper gets this kill. The thing is that Na'Vi actually post up for a push. I guess because the mollies missed, we saw the re-aggression from Shiro last round. But even though
Suka.
Chopper bites, he still gets that frag. That was actually a nice shot from Magic. It's
Hell
like
yeah.
pretty
Hell yeah.
flick. His reward, another shotgun.
I feel like
nice
every
AK.
pellet hit Emet in the face. Things shooting lasers. Na'Vi stuck on P shooters.
Beautiful M4.
Pistols
Beautiful.
with a ton of utility here in round 7. What's the utility worth when you miss it, though?
Facts.
Here's an
Wonderful.
interesting spot. We have nothing at all towards mid.
Yeah, what's with that
Pop
gap?
flash cocked.
Chopper
Yeah.
trying to just get ahead of the B play instead. I mean, to be honest, it's good position.
Yeah, that's right.
Here we
He's
come.
Well ahead
Here
of
we
the
come.
execute. Fire on Magic's speed. Awkward with
Oh,
the shot. Even
nice
uses
shot.
pump shots out. Luckily,
Nice
for
shot.
Tees. They get in, but they see that smoke for certain.
Nice bid.
So every player dies.
What the fuck?
Of all the rounds for Na'Vi to come in,
Oh my
No
God.
trades back at all.
Nothing.
That's JL up front. Cash on hand.
Oh my
stacked
God.
bomb site. You've got Donk at the moment was 10-1.
With pistols.
Magix thinks he can just try
Guys,
to pummel
that's
the
some
second time we
shells
win a
towards
round like
E-Box.
that.
I mean, you think it works, right? You try to keep your body behind the pillar.
Maybe play
and just
more
pound
aggressive.
That
I think,
pellet out.
I think
No.
from the other side, though, because it's the shotgun, the hole through the smoke is quite big. I wonder if they could just straight up see him. Yeah, let's
Stop
No,
playing like
that's
bitches.
plan.
Just push.
No kit here, so no surprises. Na'Vi find a second round win with much less.
Play with balls.
And honestly, those guns look good on them. Save
And crouch.
a few rifles and an auto shotty for good measure. That is how you kickstart this T side before it becomes too late.
I was gonna say that this map is sort of like really favorable towards these guns, and I guess you could kind of make him out there. Just great kills though from JL overall. So they pull on mid control, and they actually have a really well fortified, stacked up site, right? But the mollies land in the perfect spots.
Oh, hold up. Guys, who won the last one after the Na'Vi timeout? Na'Vi timeout. Did we win or him?
Teams in these two maps have been using
I need to know
timeouts
what score we had.
liberally really early in this first half.
Same formula back on Dust 2.
What's the score right now, chat? 3-2 for Halley.
Feels
Okay,
like
thank
momentum
you.
early is the goal.
Blade can tie it now if Na'Vi wins this.
It's good to be back in Lisbon.
Come on.
That round certainly catches Spirit off guard. Will not break the economy, though. It's all invested. And, I mean, Magic's been playing with weird guns this whole half. 5-7, no problem for him when there's still an AWP and multiple M4s out on the field. This would be a great boost for Na'Vi, though. This opens the door for their T side if they can win consecutive rounds. It eluded them back on Dust 2, and it's eluded them here on Anubis as well. Perfect grenade.
Big nade.
70 damage for that one. Chopper takes the front.
Oh god, Zontix.
Starts to reposition. Zontix actually slides ahead of the fountain angle, and that's great.
Oh,
Beautiful. He changes up his position just slightly. He had already performed a multi-frag from that position, and so he wants to freshen it up. Continues the spray down in anticipation and earns himself the multi-kill.
How often do you see that? Perfect read, prescience on exactly how those two would play off each other. And I think Alexi sees the kill feed and goes, how come you didn't trade that? You watch that from our perspective.
Spirit
that was
is
absolutely
so
perfect
cool.
play
It called me
out of
crazy.
Zontix. 2 rounds like that this half.
Now we've got this 2 players set up out in the window, so
Nice.
the wide swing comes from Doc, and the cleanup's all
They have
too
Dunk
easy.
with the most
Alexi was
unique
hoping
play
with some of that
style.
early utility,
Aggressive,
they would've been
always
shied away from mid. The
max
action towards
velocity
A site, but
peaking.
no.
To be honest, they did, but they just
Micro
changed positions
crouches,
right
and then we
here.
have
Freed
Zontix
up
body
from
shot
bridge,
master.
Instead goes into the A site where he closes, and we had that 4-player
So
lean
unique,
into
and they're the
A, but
best.
This continuation spray down from Zontix.
This is a masterclass. This is why, again,
How do you come up with
underrated
something
as an
new in
anchor
Counter-Strike
last
and then
year,
become the
just such a
best? That's
specialist
insane.
with it.
Yeah, so good on the CT side.
That's exactly what you need from an anchor, is finding those moments.
What do you know?
Late
Another map that
timeout.
looks just like Dust 2.
Another timeout.
Yeah. Yeah, the timeouts, man.
It's the beauty of Na'Vi.
I just want to see Hallie and
The
Blake,
tension
like,
seems high up.
literal chess
Literal
against
chess?
each other.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be the that would be picture of the year.
Oh my god. Dude.
Battle of the minds when these
Oh.
two go to head. Problem
You
4.
never ever see them get caught off guard by the attack.
True.
either.
Holy Nick.
Each time they call it, the other person's got a lot to say.
Instantly.
Just want to swiftly remind you guys we've got a new partner for our Blast events, and that would be Underdog.
Mentioning in arena is
We got
crazy.
you, dog. Make sure you use code BLAST upon first sign up.
That ever shot you
Higher
felt a
or
little bit
lower? Could
uncomfortable.
it be easier? Donk?
Spirit higher.
On the
Donk,
mic in the arena.
Higher.
Come on.
Ime?
Lower.
Chopper.
The fade away from Chopper early on.
Mods, ban those spammers.
saw that
Who
slight bit of
disrespect
gamble
Hallie, ban
already.
them. I mean it.
In the round that the B site got completely trounced by Na'Vi and they cleared out all 3 defenders, there has been this willingness from Spirit to leave the middle of the map open.
Come on.
When they stacked this B side, it was players waiting in sight, not so much fighting for E-Box, where Magix looks to take an early glance.
So.
What's the setup here? I don't know. This feels a little stressed to me. It feels like they're trying to figure it out.
Let's go, Na'Vi!
Like, does this look comfortable at all?
No, they have the right utility actually, because flashes are sort of the least important thing to use.
40 seconds. Wonderful.
Wonderful on the angle.
What?
He didn't even
gotta crouch there.
He didn't even move his crosshair yet.
Delete it.
Dog said best
Nice
way to deal
MF.
with your problems is early, and the bomb gets dropped towards Zontix.
That is
Towards Zontix around the corner.
That's it. That's the wind out of the sails of Na'Vi. Look at this. Scramble back from JL to try to
Jay,
grab
Jay.
it. Zontix changes up,
Jay,
goes for
somehow.
the high road, supported
Whoa.
by the offer, so the trade frag is perfect.
Perfect spots,
And
man.
now at this point, time will decide that this round belongs to Spirit.
Oh.
What a shot from Donk. I'll call it now. Replays, cue it up.
Yeah, man. 12 and 3
I want
off
it
of that.
slow-mo. I want it full speed.
I want it backwards.
I just, I'll watch it all day long.
I want it in
Grayscale.
black and white.
Super zoom,
X-ray,
gamma ray,
Lampert,
sepia.
1.6.
Okay.
New York.
That's the limit. Doosh. Doosh.
Yeah.
On
He
his
was
screen,
scoping.
it looks so
He
easy,
was
man. I
scoping.
swear Pika's Avenge is crazy. Wonderful.
Not much you can tell your boss about that.
No,
Those max velocity peaks, man.
Can't come to work today.
better call in sick. Donk's here all weekend long.
That was mental because, as you pointed out, they had problems versus E-Box in that same setup before.
Yep.
Oh, this push. Wait, the
He's so ready.
Just had a lot of utility on him.
Zontix, man, the king
I'd
of
say the
beans.
difference between those
Worth a
rounds,
shot.
though, is this time they actually peeked into E-Box, right? That's the slight change up in the setup.
yeah.
Before you let all those pieces of util come down, you saw
Guys,
Chopper just try to drop smokes
remember
on platform as
that this
players
is
are already
usually the most
emerging and
decent map
Donk
in the
gets
map pool.
deleted. Also, there wasn't an auto shotgun that time,
Recently, not so much, though.
but who's counting?
Yeah, Anubis is a tricky map. I think if they improve the B side a little bit more for CTs, it could become drastically CT favored, right? But at the moment, it does take plays like that to make the difference. That's why we see them win
Come on.
rounds.
Here we go. Smoke to get
Come
out
on,
onto
we can do
jail.
it again.
It's good
Nice,
passing, and it
nice.
works.
Just
Okay,
keep
L
going, fucking
again,
B. It's easy.
blindsides him by sprinting up from E-Box. And I think that now we've got 3 examples of it. If the T's can catch you off and swing that hard, then hanging on while in sight, all the harder. If you take your fights to them, well, that is where Spirit have been able to thrive and hold that bomb site. So it looks like B will be the success for Na'Vi again. You catch Spirit off.
Good
Also, as
fucking
well,
shit.
that deep long smoke that lets you get up onto jail to dodge the threat of
the
platform.
B
That's
rushes
how you
that we
clear
win.
players
Just rush
off of
B.
back obelisk.
They're not ready.
Seen it happen twice. CT's knocking on this bomb site, though. We'll see what the costs are in terms of racking it up on the exits. Shiro gonna make them chase him. It looks like Spirit are happy to keep their majority alive, but caught off guard by the timing. And just to reiterate, the one other map of Na'Vi of Anubis in 2025, very successful T-side versus Furia. That was an 8-4 score, and that map still went into overtime, right? So there is cause for concern when it comes
We
to
can get
defense
5.5.
once Na'Vi swap over. But in
Relive
terms
the
of
exact-
pouncing on this bomb site, dude, it's worked out twice.
Excellent. Alexi's flash is perfect. As they get in, they're joining forces with E-Box coming out of the smoke at the same time as coming out of jail. And you see that Donk is ready for the swing out of jail, but then gets hit by the
Spirit still
flash.
has a full buy.
Peek for a second. His
But if
teammate
we
dies,
win this one,
and
they
then it's
won't
a
have
house of
money.
cards.
Come
They have
on.
had heavy hitters on mid, B, and A, but of the 4 deaths that Donk have, they have all been critical at stopping this B side
man,
hold.
have we won a single duel here
The
without
only way
dying?
that Na'Vi are able to find any success. Unfortunately, Spirit are playing some of their best CS right here
I
on
swear
Anubis
Zontix
today,
always
too.
gets 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. But never 0.
Zontix full white here, but
Come on.
supported by Chopper, who's gonna find first blood with ease.
Lol.
It's not as
Flashes
clean
again.
from Zontix,
Lol.
and there's no second frag out of Chopper either. So Ema and JL, same 2 guys that were able to jackknife an opening over on that B site 1 round prior, have done it again here in the 11th.
They have to save,
They
they have
change
to
up the
save.
target, but they come away with the same success.
Nice,
The one time
man.
that Zontix doesn't want to play up on the pillar, and when he does,
Oh
he can
my
dodge the
God.
flashes. But here he tries to play out in the open, eats both of them. And this is 2 rounds in a row now that Navi's flashes have made the entire
The
difference
inspect.
on the site.
He
hit.
inspected because
Excellent
he probably
trades as they
has
came in, but simple sight hits,
to put
no
the
mid
bullet
controls
impact
actually
and
works
stuff
better.
away,
They've
no?
lost a lot of
I don't know
opening
what it's
duels
called.
that way. And even though it's it's kind of dirty boxing, the way they get into this map, at least they get these rounds. That's all they care about at this point.
Listen, man, I'm saying if you concede the loss, start poking their eyes out.
Can't do that in CS2, is that
Get
true?
as dirty as you have to.
Here DK is not in CS2?
And it is real dirty.
didn't know that.
Only Alexi B hanging on here, hanging around, and he's denied it. They send everything at him to ensure that the costs remain high here for Na'Vi. That's fine.
It's not terrible.
Yeah,
It's
6K on Ema, 5.9 on Alexi coming into the purchase.
It's not perfect. They can get the op they want if they want it.
This shit.
Again, yeah, we're getting the overview of the utility, which is excellent because this is the whole story. Great execs in the game plan here for Navi at least. They still got stuff to buff out, but that was always going to be the case. The team that's
Come
played
on, let's get
Anubis
5.
once this year.
We have
Finally
Khalil's and
earned a
AKs.
real edge over Spirit. 3
I see
pistols here for
257s
Spirit to round out the half.
on
I mean,
Spirit.
that's got to be one of the hardest parts about trying to aim for a 7-map pool. You have to remember so much utility.
Yeah,
Won't really
I
give
like
enough
B, I
credence
like
to,
B.
like,
Even though there's
one
3, that's
player,
fine.
7 maps, all the utility
Come
of
on,
tier
B is
1 on
easy.
both sides of each map.
Explode on
That's
B.
why you see
Explode.
wonderful miss those mid mollies.
Together. Refresh,
Now,
refresh.
Donk!
refrag.
From jail. He got the first
Refrag.
shot. So that's the 5-7. You were just trying to avoid the biggest threats. The thing is, you can't avoid Donk when he's happy to run at you no matter where you go. You know he'd be on this bomb site, and that's where Shiro ends it. Again, just like on the first map, you finally have Spirit in a sketchy place, and they'll walk away with...
But they're really playing their best, man. I mean, yeah, seeing Zontix, all of his creative moves, and like, you study him, you can learn how to be a better anchor. You study Donk, like, I mean, you've also got a deathmatch a little bit, and then pray to God, and a little bit, like, actually be lucky, I think. But, but that was both of them at full strength on either side of the map.
Thank for the 1,000 bits, Soy's Alpha.
Yeah, early action.
He says if Na'Vi go 8-8, they win, no cap.
Or was A, excuse me, versus Zontix. But this could be where the real nightmare begins. We'll see. T side for Spirit with an A-Ford lead.
Team that claims they hate this map.
Come on.
And yet they have to play it.
Come on.
And yet they play it well.
Oh,
Amen, not seen good.
Flipping around.
Did he?
That's wild,
But
yeah.
Donk expects him.
Couple barrels.
Nice, wonderful.
Wonderful. Reveals himself over on the bridge. Ime's gonna get flashed out.
Oh!
So what if Donk sees you?
No.
He will take down the second player on site. Where's Bomb? It's isolated. Here
Amen.
underneath
Nice.
Ime. He has
It's
earned
just Donk
the
and Shiro
bomb
to be
control.
fair.
And that could end up being critical.
Be careful.
Unless Donk and Shiro can pull off the 2v4
two of the best
pistol.
clashes
And,
that we have in
I
Counter-Strike
wouldn't
too.
believe as much if it wasn't Donk and Shiro side by
block,
side
though.
in this one.
If I'm Na'Vi, I wonder if I would approach this
For any
way.
other
They're
human
looking
being, it's
for fights.
unwinnable.
Oh, out back, be careful.
Yeah, Bit's gonna give it to him first from long. And that's Donk
Together.
at bat. Here's the wide swing up from Temple.
Nice.
Oh, too easy. Fifth round found from Na'Vi. Good on Ime to throw himself forward because we knew Donk saw him, which means Donk was coming for him. No doubt in my mind. Ime gets ahead of it. Bomb control wins this one.
Yeah, by the time Donk actually decided to step on the gas, he was already out of main. Flash came perfectly.
Team play. Great.
Flash died, obviously, and Donk was just hoping at least one of my two teammates who is outside in main
Good
can
shit,
get that
Alex.
trade, but no.
But we can't lose the
Stand
follow-up.
strong. Really well done. Deagle for Donk.
Full eco spirit. Just a deagle.
Only one to dip in the funds here.
No plant means no force buy.
Careful,
Still
Alexi.
dangerous.
That MP9 would look real good in Magic's hands. Oh, both the M4s peek into Donk at the same time. They will help take him down. We can't beat him one-on-one.
Donk
peeking
18
together.
kills already. The second half just started. The fuck?
As alluded to, the only Desert Eagle out there on the field. It's tough to even get back as it sits here on the other side.
Donk 18.
LCB's
Highest suffering
gonna
on our
make
side,
damn
10.
sure
Lol.
it's a challenge to get anything here for Spirit. If you are Na'Vi, you want to keep this second side as clean as can be out of the gate. We know that the timeouts are low. Blade's fine-tuning will be minimized. You can feel the squeeze coming, so go ahead, take your fights. Flesh from bone on the aggressive push. Once Donk went down this round right with it. This is the luxury that Na'Vi did not have back on map 1. Chance to catch their breath early with a pistol and clearly a conversion.
Nice shot. Good shit, good shit, good shit.
At least a singular kill. So now we get close to tying this game, which is
Now
actually
comes
nice
the
to be able
full
to
buy.
say. For a while there off the start, it didn't look like it was happening again. Both teams, coaches have called pauses. I don't know how many are left, actually, in this match. Using so many in the first half of Dust 2, so many in the first half here in Anubis.
Steam is down. Oh my god, we may have a new operation tonight, guys.
There are two halves to the game here for Na'Vi, the team who
Here we go.
have not been playing Anubis, the team who came through with specific prep, especially, I think, well, they had prep in all three parts of the map, but their successful parts of the prep were the full A and full B attacks, just completely videoing mid entirely. On CT, there's also the question of what have Na'Vi changed since last year for Spirit?
Ooh, both players softened
Donk
up. But
13
Ime's got
HP.
Berettas.
The key disengage.
Yeah.
Donk barely surviving that one.
Good thing he
That
fell
came
all
a
the way
little bit
back out, 'cause
faster.
as you could have expected, utility to follow suit behind that damage. Unconfirmed, of course, but would have been lethal had Donk decided to stick around. Instead, it's going to be up to Chopper to maybe carve some sort of path out middle.
He's sight wide open, man. This is crazy.
This layered mid defense, hit busted.
Nice.
No trade instantly out from
JL
Shiro.
needs to get to the
JL
other
trying
side.
to get into Cameron. He gets nearly dropped on the way in.
2 HP JL.
Tries to offer up util, but Zontic's well ahead of it. And that is Zontic.
wide open, I didn't even see it.
Timing, just great opening.
We have no one on A.
He's even so aware of like how low JL is off the spam, and I think Chopper calls it, and you know that the double mid setup, this is a risk. Navi knew it.
Damn, so confident in turning away Donk early from the E-box, but it's inside of A-site. They don't find success until the start of this retake. They at least sniff it out.
Possible.
Wonderful going down. Starts to limit your options here. No kit on the 2 remaining players. Shiro.
They don't need to do that, bruh.
He knows.
As clean as need be, in the moment that Spirit have guns in their hands, their lead is back to 3.
Oh, no.
You know, you'll never see.
Running out of
I don't
options,
think you'll
guys.
almost ever see Spirit forfeit the A side like this. Obviously, the setup looks a lot better if they get the first kill on mid, because then maybe they get both, maybe there's no mid at all. But because Chopper gets this trade, super comfortable peeking out, even though his teammate...
Spirit timeout after a win.
In the back.
Halley wants to end us
This is what allows
now.
everything to just fall over.
He
for
wants to put
Navi.
the
There's
nail in
like
the coffin.
dominoes
Blade
here.
has a weird smile to this, like, guys.
Even Spirit getting damage was good enough on JL.
Almost desperate, I don't know.
In the tail of this head-to-head, as it's
Like
gone
his
on, as
words
Team
don't
Spirit
arrive.
have taken the lead in it so regularly, it is always Shiro and Donk more often than not, statistically, that just make the difference, right? And that's why we talk about the clash of styles, the communal fragging of Navi versus the stars of Spirit, and it's just the fact that yet again we get such a clear example of what the Donk and Shiro combo can do to this opponent.
Come on.
Yeah, like what Maui said, you know, Shiro's one of the most clutch players just ever. Like across CS2, CSGO, he's just one of the most clutch players ever. So incredibly intelligent in clutch situations. But
Pistols
you
only
have
on
to put him
Navi.
in winnable clutches. That was Maui's point. And yeah, it's a
Respectful
1v2.
timeout from Halley.
They're drastically
They have
higher.
lost to these
1v3,
low buys.
Most likely seeing someone like Shiro save, not even try.
Very aware.
I think that's why when Spirit are at their best, it works so well. Because, yeah, you've got one of the best closers in Shiro. You've also got one of the best openers ever in Donk. 2 ends of the spectrum coming together to dismantle Navi round by round. And in this one with pistols,
Come on.
your hopes shouldn't be high
4
for the
people
defense,
here.
but we'll see if Donk oversteps a
The
boundary
defense
here.
is ready.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Upgraded pistols ready
All
to
he's
rock
supposed to
them.
cover this. He's
If
not
they commit,
ready
we
for
can
it
win
at
this.
all. Let's see if Alexi can get something.
He's also
Come on,
not
guys.
alone. That's the thing.
Let's
Second
bomb
player up
going.
in E-box, both backs
Nice.
turn, but
Nice.
6 times it doesn't matter.
4v3,
Desert
please.
Eagle connects for 2.
No.
Sontics and Magic's able to recover on the other side. So even though E-box could not have gone worse, with each of those Deegs finding their intended targets, it is still Spirit with the emergency protocols. As the rest of the pack, we may sit here and talk about Donk and Shiro, but it has to be said, Zontix is stepping up as that coveted 3rd piece for Team Spirit. Because on a day when Team Spirit have a 3rd performer, their opponents go up in smoke.
That was quite literally one of Zontic's best performances on Anubis. Screw the kills. Watch that game back if you're trying to learn how to play CTA site. It was masterful. And you'll also learn that you
win.
need perfect timings from your teammates.
Full investment.
And that's the other half
Oh,
of it. Like, you'll see
wonderful.
those flashes come in to support his plays. But you'll also learn a lot about what good angles there are to hold, what timings to take.
Come on, Navi. Donk always doing the same.
Donk has been quickly getting in the... That's something key about the way that Spirit approaching this. And he's taken a lot of damage at first. And conversely, Navi have been playing this
Late
same
in the
position
back,
to
bro.
defend
He
against it
tweaking.
almost every round.
He is scared.
Oh, he knows that's the right click. Oh,
Yeah, he knew he was close.
Come on, guys.
Ema wastes no time jumping out of that corner. And he is happy to slide back into this forward position of the B site. Supported by Wonderful, of course, but we can also see Spirit peeling away from Long at the moment. So looks like Chopper
Bomb rotates.
yet again.
man, no baskets control here for Navi. They haven't been trying to venture out this far. Shiro comes and clearing this out early. I mean, this is a very slim defense.
We're
You've got
playing
to bomb this.
default. We're playing
At least
more
this
A-heavy than
late
usual.
smoke is something, but with a split coming in, I think they're going to be less scared of it.
It's also this passive
2A1
positioning
middle.
from
Come on, come on.
finally starting
Alexi
to
with the
move forward
cutoff.
here. He
Alexi
will
with the
find
cutoff.
first one off
Wichtig,
guard.
wichtig. Don't be greedy
Magix
now. We have
doesn't
an
get the return
advantage.
frag. You've got Zontix catching Emet over towards B, so there's still
Bomb
some
fall.
questions around.
Nice one,
and
Nafol,
where
not
they'll
bad.
go, but the bomb
But
waits
bomb is
outside A at 15 on the clock.
10
You've got JL
seconds.
inside
Time
the
running out.
smoke.
What is Donk
They've gotta
doing?
wait
Donk
this
has
out. It's gonna
bomb.
come
What is
down
Donk
to the fight.
doing? Donk has
It's
bomb.
It's a double headshot from
What?
Shiro. They will sprint that bomb in and plant. No sweat on the brow of Donk as they burn that clock to the wire.
I mean, they knew that smoke came in 33 seconds. They actually did have time to wait that out. The fact that they get both kills, I mean, the fact that Shiro gets both kills.
I think that's one of those ones, if we see this from Shiro's perspective, feels like JL, unfortunately, just puts his head in the middle of his screen, right? Walking into, yeah, look at that swing. Boom.
Well,
not that Donk's not going to
yeah,
kill
it
you.
looks like he does. Actually, there's just the fact that Shiro gets the kill in the back. JL almost certainly dies to Donk. It's just great to see that they didn't run through that smoke. That could have been a moment where you look at Shiro or Spirit run out of time. But they
Holy
honestly
shit.
calculated that with time to spare. As long as the fights are right there, and if there's camera pressure, there's somebody
Why is
ready
the
to
cam
push
shaking
in.
so much
Seen how
when the bomb
important-
explodes?
That's how Heavy God got his ace.
damn.
That's how we saw that JKS hold over on A site. It's a spot that you can stand in, defend against plants, fight A main as well. You have a lot of value for your team and your rotators, and they know that.
Final blade.
They get exposed
timeout.
for not having great guns in that spot.
What do you
relying on
say
their
here if
only
you're
piece of
blade chat?
utility
What
in
do
that
you
spot.
say here?
And even though they got a kill on the split, they still got taken advantage of by good patience.
Guys, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about what
Nice moment for
Halle could
Spirit.
be possibly saying right now.
It's a real testament to the composure.
Ooh, that was a flash, I think.
And that's the kind of ship that Halle runs.
We are gonna throw a flash somewhere. I like that.
Down to a single timeout between the teams. And Team Spirit on the
I
brink
love
of a
Gachimuchi
semifinals.
with the 20
Another
gifted subs. Let me get some
best
hearts,
of
bruh.
3 victory on a stage
Thank you,
over
Habibi.
Na'Vi. That is what they've queued up. 5-1 in 2024.
Very
And
kind.
Spirit
Thank you,
simply
bro.
best Na'Vi every time they
Here we
meet.
go,
And
last
in
chance.
2025, we've had it 3 times. Every time it gets played out on a stage,
Okay,
Spirit walk away.
please.
And it is sometimes, unfortunately, those single-digit losses for Na'Vi.
Come on.
Alexi almost caught out just by Donk's sheer aggression. You've got that pistol over on Jail. And Donk seems a little worried about it. He'll try to soften up.
Nice,
Emet.
Alexi.
Alexi draws a bit of attention.
Nice,
but the
Alexi.
kill comes in, and now Donk's able to
Free.
activate. Oh,
Missed it.
shot.
Jail 5-7 kill though.
2v2,
2v2.
Gets the next peek right behind it and can even disengage. He's got to because the bomb is still back behind him, and it's a labored effort here from Bit
Bit
because
is
he's going to
flanking.
have to do this quietly.
My gig's
and
aware,
slowly
but won't be
approaching
aware
the
for long.
flank.
Oh, you have to
You're
stop
gonna get
considering. No
Magic
way.
Still holding it.
Ooh.
That won't matter. Nice Deagle shot.
Oh, no.
When we talked about it, we tried to hype him up. Shiro in a clutch.
Oh, no.
Ahead of the smoke.
Wait,
Chucks
but
the frag over towards Bit, who just goes running off to the hills.
Nice
What's
bit.
he thinking right now? Shiro in a 1v2.
Wait,
Dives
Bit is
back
so
through.
far away now.
JL is not this close on sight. He still
JL?
has that smoke on long, so there's no
Oh,
option.
JL on
He
up. JL
confirms
use me over.
the position.
Shiro
JL
can go
firing
B.
off the
Hey.
up, and now Shiro
Man.
disappears.
He gets cerebral. This
Crowd,
is where
help,
his gray
help.
matter grows. He calculated because he saw that Bit actually ran away from this.
Crowd, say something.
Shiro now walking into the A site, knows that JL shot his op. He said, you do this part-time.
Oh man.
Regardless of how this clutch goes, it's an excellent reposition from Shiro. The visualization of the
No
players'
kit on the
positions
two
and what
guys.
they gave away in a bit of a state of panic
Bit scooping
allows
up
for
the
him
kit.
to not only get on this opposite
That
bomb
takes
site
a lot of
plant,
time.
and look how cautious they are in
He
middle.
scooped up a
Obviously
kit,
waiting for Bit to
flash
come and
and
join
smoke.
him. But for all they know, Shiro comes at this camera control. So now by the time they arrive with the kit on Bit, bomb at that
2v1.
halfway point, and Shiro's position still unknown. They try to put the smoke up on
Whoa!
site now. They figured him out.
Bit
Bit
7
still to
HP,
7
lucky to
health.
be still alive.
Shiro just trying to stay into the cover.
JL,
Gets an excellent
1v1,
first kill.
JL, time, no
Between him
time,
and
no
JL,
time,
the
no
player
time, no
out.
time, no time.
That is what he does.
Do the Hawk Rider, do it.
The closer.
Oh my gosh.
Over and over.
There's no
Oh
one else
my
you
gosh.
want in the 1-on-2. No one.
All in a day's work.
You already know what he said there. Do the noise, do it.
He played with them from start to finish in
What a
that
beast,
1v2.
Never mind, he chilling.
From grabbing the bomb on long,
Well,
to leaving that site.
He fake planted just so Jail would shoot.
Elimination point.
He
Just to wallbang default. That's what he was looking
Elimination
for.
point.
smoked them.
6 in a row needed for
Again,
Navi.
can only happen when his team
Any mistake
puts him
and we
in
go
those
home.
winnable positions. But by God,
Chopper!
across the board, Chopper just cranks it into the instant headshot. Navi not even given a chance to catch their breath after a soul-crushing 1v2 lost.
What other IGL does
And
that?
in a battle of the CS2 major champions, Team Spirit will continue
What?
to put nothing but space between them. The struggles of Navi may not only be between themselves, because they're sure as hell between them and Team Spirit. This isn't
We can still win this.
And the head-to-head will remain this way every
Alexi and
time it
Bit.
matters. This will end up being
Alexi,
the
Alexi,
lowest
Alexi,
rating
Alexi, Alexi.
in Bit's career on LAN. Absolutely smothered by Team Spirit.
Wow.
Constricted in Lisbon.
Absolute wow. 2-0.
Navi full victims to
A
the
Spirit
Spirit
masterclass.
clinic tonight. The surprise pick of Anubis does not pay off, but it does tee us up with a delectable semi-final.
I have
That
a
is gonna be
question.
Team Spirit taking on Vitality.
That's one way of saying good night to
First
Navi.
of all,
not even
GG.
making it close, not
0-7
even giving
for
them a
Navi.
chance, just absolute dominance from start to finish.
And talk about finishes. I mean, Shiro there in the 1v2, the final nail in the coffin. The way
Navi
that
needs a break or
plays that
something, I don't
one,
know.
So methodical, so thoughtful,
We need to-
creative even in a way. He's
I don't know.
just on another level when it comes to playing in the late round.
It's
there.
not clicking
Navi,
recently, I don't
doesn't
know.
matter if it's the beginning against Donk or the end versus Shiro. They didn't stand a chance here.
Cool thing about this game as well is that Spirit is playing Counter-Strike at such a high level that if you're Vitality, if you're EF, if you're Mouse
very
for that
strong
matter, you're looking
Spirit.
towards Spirit and you think, oh, they may be back. They
Donk
may be
was
back to the
donking.
level that we saw in Shanghai. So for my money, obviously, a little bit disappointing that Navi weren't able to put up a fight right here, make the game competitive.
Wow.
But if anything, I'm just excited
Guys.
to see Spirit move on into this tournament because they're playing beautiful Counter-Strike.
And I'm excited that Shiro has
No
truly
handshakes,
turned
by
up
the
to
way,
the
huh?
stage as well. We'll obviously
Wow,
be diving
blade
into
signing
Touch in
mouse.
just a moment, but the fact that him and Donk firing on all
Oh,
cylinders,
he wants
great
to.
see from the side of Spirit.
It's been fantastic. It's been absolutely fantastic to witness.
Well, let's
Brother's
check
not
in
happy
with
with
the
that
winners on
pen.
stage.
Take a
We do have
timeout,
Team
refill
Spirit
it.
with Max.
Spirit have done it and marched on forward to the semi-finals.
Shield the goats.
Make some noise for Team Spirit! Now, Shiro had a fantastic performance across this game. You were the closer, you were the clutch, you played so strong throughout this. Did it feel like you were the one who could be the one who gets all the clutch rounds and you could just make the magic happen?
I don't know, we just feeling good for team and we full control map for Anubis, Dust, and so easy I think to.
You showed that it was
Hey!
so easy as well. This Anubis, Zontix told
him
me
talk.
that you guys did prepare for it, you did expect it, so it was not a surprise?
Yeah, not surprised because we know how play Navi, I think, and he's not have good individual game today, and we have good performance, and we win Anubis. It's so good for us.
Very good for you guys, especially as I know some players on your team don't like Anubis so much. But looking at this now for
Shiro.
you guys, the group stage, we saw you struggle against Mouse. We saw the team try and show some improvements. Are you happy with how you performed on the stage today?
I think after we lose the match versus Mouse, we have more practice for and we fix mistakes. And after we going to stage, it's more motivation, and we again playing Vitality tomorrow.
Wow.
And we need to win Vitality. So it's so hard, team.
It is a very hard
That's
team
the
to
grand
face. They
final
look
right
like
there.
the best team right now. You had struggles against them in Katowice. You haven't faced them since. Do you think you have worked out how to fight back? Hallie, has he worked something out so you can make this competitive and try win?
We can try win. We need to good performance like today, tomorrow.
Hallie?
And we have play with same today. We can win Vitality, I think. Maybe he's really strong. Robs, Zayu, Apex, it's Flymet, Maze, it's inhuman players.
a very good team right now, but you are also a really good team. I got to ask you this as well, though. People continue to boo you in different arenas. You guys do not seem bothered by it. It doesn't affect the team at all?
Yeah, it don't affect. I think all good.
All good?
Yeah, we're just playing in arena. So we're feeling good.
You're feeling good? Well, they deserve your respect because they've made it through to the semi-finals. One last time, guys, make some noise for Shiro, the Team Spirit!